Big disagreement.
Yeah.
At least for once.
Let's not just go too deep into it.
Welcome to another episode of Video Summer.
Oh,
With our
Video
Video Summer des! With our Drop It or Not It show. Drop It or Not show.
Drop It or Not It show.
Drop It or Not It.
And today we're looking at Kakushigoto, which is a show about a mangaka, a comedy, and his little daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of writes ecchi kind of, or not ecchi.
Not ecchi, it's more raunchy stuff.
Yeah.
Shin-chan-like with showing butts and balls and thighs and that kind of stuff. And he's a bit embarrassed that his young daughter, might find out and finds him to be a creep or a pervert.
That's why he kind of acts like he has a normal job. Every time he dresses up in a suit, goes to work, then he undresses, wears casual stuff with his manga team, writes the manga, went home. And that's about the premise, I guess.
Right. So, in most cases, it's about the relationship between the two, which is almost creepily close for him that he is so obsessive about his daughter, but she's adorable, so it's fair enough. No, it's not a bad thing. It's
never depicted as creepy.
No, it's not in a sexual way at all. He just really loves his daughter, which I find fair enough, and I am happy to see this in an anime for once, that a father is allowed to really love his daughter without any sexual implications. Or his wife seemed to have died.
Yeah, so overall, when we did our little season preview, I said that this might be right up my alley, like I don't have you seen Sugar, what's the name? Sugar and Lightning? Sugar and Sweetness? I don't know. This one where also same premise, right. Father, no mother, little daughter, but it's more about cooking.
All right.
And this one's really sweet as well, so I thought maybe it's going the same direction, but it's totally different. I like the characters. I like every aspect of it, and because I feel like it's two different shows in one show. We have this comedic dude who's writing a manga and the struggle of a mangaka kind of, and we have this dude with a daughter and taking care of his daughter, and I feel like these very separate aspects of the show.
I even like the parts where the little girl is in this school and misunderstands her friends or classmates and thinks of something completely different than what the reality is, and it's kind of cute to see it from the perspective of a little girl full of fantasy and full of imagination, which is also cool. Like overall, I really enjoyed the show.
I like all the themes presented.
I like the themes, and there seems to be something underlaying this all. It's not just silly and quirky, but there's actually more substance to it that we slowly build up to.
Right. Maybe. Right. So if you want to skip right to our conclusion because you don't want to get spoiled, click the timestamp in the description. And for everyone else, let's go into the spoilers.
Right.
So, I have to say, I really like I mentioned, both parts of the show. But I feel like I could like it way more. I mean, like this, like on the surface, this is a show that I really would rate 10 out of 10 because I like this stuff, like in theory. But we have like this, it's hinted at that he maybe is dead, like pretty sure. I think like the hints are pretty obvious. That
it's even in the opening.
Nothing is really specific in the opening, but everything
is gone
is depicted.
At some point.
Yeah. So we have this father is dead kind of thing, and we have this mangaka is funny kind of thing.
Right.
And both aspects for me suffer because of that, because I can't enjoy the silly parts because I'm like, oh my, he's going to die, he's dead, and the other parts I can't enjoy because the sad parts are not sad enough because everything is so silly 5 minutes later.
Right. Okay, for me it's the other way around. I like the contrast in it. It has an underlying sadder or more serious tone. but the silly parts don't feel too off to me, at least. I like that they can be free-spirited and very open and can go all out in these other moments. Yeah, at times maybe they should have a more clear cut between the two and not jump back too quickly, but give you the moment or the opportunity of letting your feelings out and actually having time to feel them.
We have these flashbacks where he's already dead, kind of, where she's in the house. This is for me one part. Then you have this where he's in the office writing the manga, which is one part, and he dealing with his daughter is a different part. And I feel somehow for me they don't mix very well. I don't know. This is probably my thing, but I feel like it's just too like you're watching a spin-off show in itself, you know, like two shows at the same time. There's the same characters, but they have two different focuses and everything pushed together. Just I don't know what I should feel, what I should focus on.
I think I understand where you're coming from. To me, I think it will come together more
probably
in a stricter way or in a better way, and so far it's very separate from another, but the paths will lead to one, hopefully. And the daughter seems to be kind of oblivious, so we will see where this is going. My theory is that she is, because her mother is gone, that she tries not to be overly emotional about it or not overly think about things that are happening to her, but rather tries to put blindfolds on so she doesn't have too many problems to shut herself off from having too overwhelming emotions. I understand where you're coming from, but I think it needs some more time to get there.
I don't think, even if they're getting there, I feel like the silly parts, for me personally, the silly parts are too silly and disconnected. Like it's too sketch kind of style. It's just this little sketch and then it's something else and then it's a little sketch and they don't blend very well.
Alright, yeah, there is something like a red line missing that goes through the whole thing and that interconnects it better. It's very episodic. It's very episodic within the episode.
That's the problem.
True. But overall, it's a very cute show. It's very soothing in a way. It's not difficult to watch. It's not exhausting to watch. It just feels heartwarming at times. Yeah, I really enjoy the character. I like the father. He's funny. He looks cool, he looks serious at times, but then he is such a goofball and idiot at moments. He is super rich apparently, which he shouldn't be as a
super rich, but well, he makes good money.
He makes good money. He can afford so many little things for his daughter and
build this custom house.
Right, build this custom house, build these custom things specifically for his daughter, can afford an office away from his home to ride there, and so on and so forth. He has a pretty good life, it seems. Or apart from his wife being dead.
Right.
That is sad, of course. In that part he has a terrible life. But otherwise, the other characters in his manga crew, well, I don't know all of them. The girls are more prominent than the guys so far.
Right.
There's a bigger focus on them. Maybe it's on purpose. As we see, he is something like a accidental womanizer.
Right. Or to sell figures.
He is not bad looking, and apparently he hits the right buttons with the girls to charm and woo them. Even one 16-year-old, 15-year-old that falls for him very quickly, which is kind of borderline creepy, but he didn't do it on purpose.
We've seen worse. I've seen worse.
Yeah, he doesn't act upon it. He has a very pure, sweet mind for someone.
He doesn't even recognize it himself.
Yeah, he doesn't even recognize it.
But for everything considered, I'm not sure yet if he's really dead. I mean, like, it's like obvious for us that he is dead.
Right.
But I could see him, just like in the last episode, pop up and ta-da! I mean, like, nobody said he's dead. It's just like implied. Maybe something else happened because, like leading up to this,
Maybe
And-
he became super famous and had to work
I don't
outside
know.
of Japan.
So I'm not sure if maybe like something could have led up to he could have just wrote a letter here, 18, I'm going to reveal my secret to you, go to this house, and she's like, okay, I'm going to go there.
It could all be a big joke. It would fit into the goofiness of his character and the show. It will be a big reveal in any way. Maybe we are believing that it is supposed to be sad, but in reality it's just another gag.
So back to the conclusion, I guess.
Right to the conclusion.
All right. So uniqueness.
Uniqueness?
Originality.
For me, it's an 8. It's quite unique. It's quite original in terms of what I usually see, at least in anime and manga.
Yeah, I mean, compared to what? Compared to an isekai, it's a 10, I guess. But
All right. Fair enough.
I go with 8 as well. All right. So story itself.
The story, it's very cute. It could be worked on, so maybe a 7,
So the story itself, I mean, like for a show like this, I don't need a big story.
right?
So I feel like, and I said already, I feel like it's a bit too disjointed at some points. So I give it a 7.
Fair enough. Yeah, it has some parts it could connect better, but overall we get the gist. We see where it's going. We have a goal.
It would not have to go anywhere if it was for me. I feel like I would even enjoy it more without the sad part.
But we understand the characters, what they want, where they are going. They have clear goals. They have clear thoughts, which I enjoy. It's not as open as some of the current shows.
Animation and art style.
Yeah, I really like the art style. The characters look cool. Very young for their ages sometimes, but they look good. They look not just approachable, they look lovely, they look sweet, they look kind of cool. They are all unique enough to differentiate between them, but they're not too over the top that you think, alright, in what kind of universe did I land now?
It's realistic enough.
Realistic enough, and it has a cool style overall. I like the animations, they're very fluid. I mean, they don't need necessarily to be, but they're very fluid for what it is.
I mean, like it's pretty unique looking. The art style is pretty unique, and I feel like it's more simplistic in a way.
Yeah.
But it has to be more complex because it's not telling some kind of
No, it really
story.
fits. The style
Right,
fits
it
the
feels
story.
pretty-
So for me, that's a 9.
It's a 9. For me, it's an 8.
Big disagreement.
Yeah.
At least for once.
I could, let's not just go too deep into it. Right, so overall, what was the next fun? The fun factor?
The fun part.
The fun factor. Fun factor. For me, because of the stuff I said, I'm not going to go into it again. You've seen it or haven't seen it. I give it a 7 for the fun.
For me, at the moment, because it just hits the right spot, it might be something else in a few years, but for right now, it's a 9.
Not bad.
It makes me happy.
So, overall, I would give the show 7. Just because right now I feel like this, it's just the story aspect of it that I'm kind of not super happy with. That's a 7.
Fair enough. For me, it's a solid 8. It's something I would recommend to some people. I know not everyone will like it. It is a specific type of slice of life show, but it's unique, it's fresh to me, and I really enjoyed it. Just a feel-good anime for me that I'm looking forward to every week to watching the next episode.
Nice. But what about you guys? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you like our little review or did you hate it? Thumbs up or thumbs down? I don't care. Write a comment or I'm going to...
To tell you, you have to write another comment next time.
Right. Write a comment or we're going to upload a new video.
Like, subscribe,
and go f*** yourself.
ring the bell is what he meant.